see the automation fly the aeroplane and bring it into land at runway 30 Cardiff Airport. Well, here we are, head office on the Boeing 747-400. Firstly, we need to set up the FMC for the flight. So, FS actions, fuel, and as this is only a short flight, select short range. Then select payload. Again, only a short flight, so select random. Return to menu and select FMC.
Initial contact, you have Juliet. Gatwick Airport information, Lima 1037 Zulu, wind 235 at 22.
Select the cleared button to delete the out-of-date message on the scratch pad.
4700 overcast. Temperature 112.11, altimeter 2947.
Now we set the starting point reference airport, e.g. KK.
VFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact.
Then the gate number 102.
Lima 10.
Now to set the flight route departing from e.g. KK.
157, taxiway Delta, Romeo, Alpha.
Our destination will be e.g. FF Cardiff Airport.
Orbital 786.
This flight number is Speedbird 219 Heavy, so we type in SB 219. Now select the Departure Airport button, which will display the runways. Air Traffic Control have advised us to use runway 26 left. Return to the airport's Departure button and select e.g. FF Arrivals, then select ILS 30. Now click the legs button. We need to remove the route discon, so click the button below, then the button above to remove it. Click the next page button to make sure of no more route discons. We can now activate and execute our flight plan. Next, the initial reference button. Click and confirm 0 fuel weight, then enter 5 tons for reserves.
Ground Orbital 786, taxi Orbital 786, taxi gate 157, taxiway Delta, Romeo, Alpha.
Set the cruising altitude to 15,000 feet and the cost index to 100.
Orbital 786.
The cost index is usually set by flight planning, between 1 and 100. The lower the number, the slower speed you go. For takeoff, I am going to select climb 1.
And departing runway 26 left.
For takeoff, enter 10 for the flaps. The FMC will then generate our V-speeds.
Gatwick Airport information, Lima 1037 Zulu, wind 235.
Click CG, then click again to enter the center of gravity nose-up flight attitude of 6 degrees.
Temperature 112.11, altimeter 2947.
Finally, click to confirm the 3 V-speeds.
6 left. VFR aircraft stay direction of flight.
The V-speeds will appear down the left side of the ADI during takeoff.
Gatwick Airport information, Lima 1037 Zulu, wind 235 at 22.
Now we are ready for pushback. FS actions, pushback, right, 90 degrees.
110.11, altimeter 2947, ILS, runway 26, left and east, landing and departing.
We've been cleared for push and start, tail to the right.
Copy that, ready for push, tail right. Heavy sprint brake, please.
Brakes released.
During pushback, all 4 engines are started. Now to the MPC or main control panel. We set the altitude at 15,000. Set both FD switches on and press LNAV and VNAV buttons. On this panel you can instruct the autopilot to move the aircraft up, down, left or right without disconnecting it. Moving the control column will disconnect the autopilot. We enter the radio frequency for Gatwick Tower of 136.525 and activate. Set the flaps to 10. Press F7 3 times. The aircraft will not lift off without the flaps set.
Taxi Delta, Romeo, Romeo, Delta. Taxi 8157.
Finally, complete the electronic pre-flight checklist.
Released.
We are now cleared to taxi to runway 26L. Just check the cabin.
Gatwick ground, 219er, heavy, with X-ray. Request taxi for takeoff. Departing straight out. 219er, heavy, taxi to and hold short of runway 26, left. 8474, taxi into position and hold. Aircraft free direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have flight. 3000 airport information flight 1309er Zulu. Wind 270 at 17. Aircraft free direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have flight. 3000 airport information flight 1309er Zulu. Speedbird 219 heavy, cleared for takeoff. Runway 26 left, touch and go, left traffic.
Cleared for takeoff. Speedbird 219 heavy.
Direction of flight. Left, 8370. Gatwick Tower, 8252, +8 miles left, 8370. Sierra.
80 knots.
Runway
80 knots.
8370. Gatwick Tower, 8252, ILS, runway
B1.
26, left approach.
Rotate.
Gatwick Tower, take straight in, runway 26, left, altimeter.
Me too.
The 4 Rolls-Royce RB211 turbofan engines, each producing 43,000 pounds of takeoff thrust, lifting our 400-ton 747 into the air. Gear up!
Heavy, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. Line 260 left.
Climb and maintain flight level 150, Speedbird 219 Heavy.
Advise controller on initial contact you have Juliet. By 26 left. VFR aircraft redirection.
Autopilot on.
All aircraft read back, hold short instructions.
Flaps up.
Controller on initial contact you have Juliet. Gatwick Airport information, Lima. 1037 Zulu. Wind 235.
Now that the autopilot is flying the aircraft, let's do some sightseeing.
Viewing 4,700, overcast. Temperature 2.11, way 26 left. VFR aircraft, stay direction of flight.
During long-haul flights, the autopilot is flying the aeroplane, leaving the flight crew with little to do, though they have to monitor the instruments constantly and check for abnormalities like warnings of bad weather ahead.
In rain, sky conditions, viewing 4,700, overcast. VFR aircraft, stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back, hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Juliet. Gatwick Airport. Say again. 219 heavy, transition approved. Port clear, garage, tower, space.
Will report clear. 219 heavy. Colors tower 219 heavy. Clear colors tower airspace.
219 heavy, garage, tower, frequency change approved.
Bournemouth Tower 219 heavy. Is type Boeing 4 miles north of Echo Golf Hotel Oscar. Requesting transition. 219 heavy. Transition approved. Report clear of Bournemouth Tower airspace. Will report clear. 219 heavy. Bournemouth Tower 219 heavy. Is clear of Bournemouth Tower airspace.
Here we can see the Isle of Wight in the distance. We are cleared with Bournemouth Tower airspace, don't want to be buzzed by a squadron of F-35s. A message from the FMC. Reset MCP altitude. I will set this to 5,000 feet. The computers will then descend the aeroplane prior to our ILS approach. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are experiencing some turbulence, so please fasten your seatbelts. Thank you.
Transition approved. Report clear of Airport Tower airspace. Maintain on navigation.
Airport Tower, Cessna Golf Mike Alpha Lima India. IFR to Airport, ready to copy.
Cessna Golf Mike Alpha Lima India is cleared. Airport has filed. Fly runway heading climate maintain 3000. Departure frequency.
Tune in to Cardiff Tower for landing instructions. 125 000.
Cessna Golf Mike Alpha Lima India. Cleared. Airport has filed. Fly runway heading climate maintain 3000.
We are approaching the Bristol Channel. I am selecting the ILS. This will guide the aircraft to the runway at Cardiff Airport.
Cardiff Tower 219 heavy. 58 miles east with Mike to land.
219 heavy, Cardiff Tower, make straight in, runway 30, altimeter 3050.
Reducing the speed from 240 to 200 knots.
Heavy. Cardiff Tower 219 heavy. This I'm familiar with the airplane.
Cardiff 219 Heavy, acknowledge clear to land runway 30. The auto throttle responds, reducing power. Now select flaps 5.
Hotel 1255 Zulu. Wind 280 at 19er. Visibility greater than 20 miles.
The aircraft turns to line up with runway 30. Now to select flaps 25 and reduce speed to 180 knots.
St. Alphen Airport Information Hotel 1255 Zulu. Wind 280 at 19er. Visibility greater than 20 miles.
Runway 30 continues. Landing and departing runway 30. CFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold.
Gear down.
Advise controller on initial contact you have hotel.
St. Alphen Airport Information Hotel 125.
Pilots sometimes disconnect the autopilot and land the aircraft manually.
Alphen Airport Information Hotel 1255 Zulu. Wind 280 at 19er. Visibility greater than 20 miles.
ILS, runway 30 continues. Landing and departing runway 30. CFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back all aircraft.
Now lined up with runway 30, reducing speed to 140 knots.
Airport Information Hotel. Airport Information Hotel 1255 Zulu. Wind 280 at 1.
Activate the speed brakes.
All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have hotel.
And the reverse thrust.
Hotel 1. Runway 30 continues. Landing and
Apply the wheel brakes to slowly bring the speed down to around 30 knots.
all aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial.
Retract the speed brakes and the flaps.
Information Hotel 1255 Zulu. Wind 280 at 19er. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky.
Runway 30 continues. Landing and departing runway 30. CFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have hotel.
St. Alphen Airport Information Hotel 1255 Zulu. Wind 280 at 19er. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky.
Well, the computers have got us to the airport. Anyone know where gate 5 is?
Runway 26 left. CFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Zulu. Gatwick Airport Information Zulu. 13 ALS. Runway 30 continues. Landing and departing runway 30. CFR aircraft stay direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise Temperature 12.9er. Altimeter 2923. ILS. Runway 26 left in use. Landing in the flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
Cardiff ground. Orbit 8854 with Victor. Ready to taxi. IFR.
Orbit.
747s don't do a scheduled flight to Cardiff, this aircraft is being delivered to the British Airways maintenance facility for a D-check. The fuselage and airframe endure a lot of stress, so after so many flying hours, the aircraft is completely stripped down and rigorous checks made. Within a few weeks, it is put back into service, good as new. If you are new to the Boeing 747, you can use this tutorial to guide you in setting up the flight management computer. Then you can experiment by choosing your own depart and arrival airports and set up the fuel and payloads accordingly.